Welcome back to English Unlocked. Learn English naturally. I'm so glad you're here again. It means you're serious about improving your English and making it sound more natural, not robotic, not memorized, but alive, real, and fluent. You see, many English learners reach a stage where they can speak correctly, their grammar is fine, their vocabulary is okay, but still, something sounds off. It's not the words, it's the feeling. Their English sounds too flat, too formal, or too much like what's written in a book. And they often ask, why do I still sound unnatural even when my sentences are correct? The answer is simple. Speaking naturally isn't just about words or grammar. It's about rhythm, tone, pauses, and how you connect words with emotion. It's about speaking like a person, not like a textbook. So today, we're going to talk about how to make your English sound more natural, step by step, in a way that's easy to practice every day. I'll give you examples, simple techniques, and exercises that really work. Let's begin with something important, the difference between textbook English and natural English. When you learn from a grammar book, you might see sentences like, "Hello, how are you? I am fine, thank you. And you?" That's perfectly correct, but almost nobody talks like that in real life. A native speaker might say instead, "Hey, how's it going?" Or, "Hi, how are you doing?" Or even just, "Hey, what's up?" The meaning is the same, but the feeling is completely different. It sounds warm, casual, real, not mechanical. This is the first thing you must understand. Natural English is emotional, not mechanical. When you speak like you're reading from a textbook, people can feel it. But when you speak with emotion, even simple emotion, people connect to you immediately. Let's take another example. Textbook English says, "I do not know." Natural English says, "I don't know." Or even shorter, "Dunno." Now, you don't have to say dunno, but when you use contractions like I'm, don't, can't, you sound much more natural. These little contractions are what make English flow smoothly. Try it now. Say slowly, "I am not sure." Now say, "I'm not sure." Feel the difference? It's softer, quicker, easier. That's the rhythm of real English. Rhythm is a very big part of sounding natural. Every language has its own music, its own beat. English has a stress-based rhythm, which means that some words are strong and others are weak. Native speakers don't pronounce every word clearly, they dance between strong and weak beats. For example, listen to this short sentence. I want to go to the park. A native speaker doesn't say each word with equal strength. They say, I wanna go to the park. Want to becomes wanna. To the becomes to. So it sounds like, I wanna go to the park. That's how English flows naturally, with small reductions that make it smooth. You don't need to copy every slang or accent, but learning how English reduces words helps you sound more comfortable and confident. Another important point is tone, the rise and fall of your voice. Many learners speak English in a flat tone. They keep the same pitch from the beginning to the end of a sentence. That makes the speech sound emotionless. But English is full of melody. Your voice goes up when you're asking a question, it goes down when you're finishing an idea, it rises to show surprise, it falls to show calmness. Let's practice that. Say, really, with your voice rising. Now say, really, with your voice falling. The first one sounds curious. The second sounds disappointed or serious. That's the power of tone. You can express feeling even without changing the words. So when you speak, don't just think about what to say, think about how it sounds. Ask yourself, do I sound curious, excited, polite, or bored? Your voice carries more meaning than you think. Now, let's talk about pauses. A pause can make your English sound confident and natural. Many learners speak too fast because they're afraid of silence. They think if they stop, they'll sound unsure. But actually, confident speakers pause often. They speak a few words, stop, breathe, and continue. For example, listen to this. I started learning English when I was 15. And honestly, it changed everything for me. The pauses give your listener time to feel your words. They also give you time to think. So remember, silence isn't weakness. It's rhythm. Let's now look at natural connection words. The small phrases that make conversation flow smoothly. When we write essays, we use formal transitions like however, therefore, moreover. But in daily speech, people use simple ones like so, actually, you know, I mean, well, kind of, basically. These little fillers don't always add meaning, but they make your speech sound human. For example, well, I don't really like coffee. Or, you know, I think that movie was too long. I mean, it was good, but not great. You don't have to use them all the time, but using them naturally once in a while makes you sound more fluent, more like you belong in the rhythm of conversation. Now let's talk about connection, the way English speakers link words together. In natural English, words connect smoothly. You don't hear, I'm a student. You hear, I'm a student. Or even, I'm a student. Try saying, go on. It doesn't sound like go on. It becomes gwan. These small linkings make your speech flow like water. It's not something you learn from a grammar book. You learn it by listening, repeating, and feeling the rhythm. So, here's a small exercise for you. Take a short clip from a native speaker, maybe from a podcast, an interview, or a TV show, and repeat what they say line by line. Try to copy the rhythm, the tone, the linking. Don't worry about the words, focus on the sound. You'll notice that your own English will start to sound smoother within a few days. Now let's talk about emotional connection again. Natural English isn't just about pronunciation, it's about meaning. You can have perfect grammar and still sound empty if your voice has no feeling. When you talk about something you love, let your voice show it. When you talk about something that bothers you, let your tone change. For example, I really love that song. If you say it flatly, it sounds fake. But if you let your voice rise a little, I really love that song, It sounds real. Your listener feels your honesty. And that's what natural English is all about, honest emotion. Now let's imagine a short real-life situation. You're in a cafe, and someone asks, "Hey, what do you do?" If you answer like a textbook, you might say, "I am a student. I study English at university." That's okay, but it sounds like you're reading from a form. A more natural version would be, "Oh, I'm a student. I study English at uni." Or, "I'm studying English these days. It's pretty fun." Small changes, big difference. You sound relaxed, not rehearsed. Another way to sound natural is to use small reaction words, those short expressions people use in conversation. Really? Oh, wow. That's nice. I get it. No way. Exactly. These little responses show emotion, and they make your conversations flow. Without them, you sound distant or cold. With them, you sound friendly and alive. Sometimes, sounding natural also means being okay with imperfections. Native speakers make mistakes all the time. They start sentences, stop, change their mind, use filler words like you know, like. So if you ever forget a word or hesitate, don't panic. It's normal. You don't have to sound like a newsreader, you just have to sound like yourself. Let's do a short self-practice routine that you can repeat daily. Every morning, talk to yourself in English for 5 minutes. Pick a topic, maybe your day, your goals, or something you read, and just talk. Don't worry about grammar. Focus on rhythm, tone, and flow. Record your voice and listen later. Notice where you sound natural and where you sound stiff. Then listen to a native speaker saying something similar. Compare the tone. Little by little, your English will start to feel English. Another great practice is to imitate conversations. Take a scene from a movie or a series. Pause after each line and repeat. Copy the sound, not the words. Notice how they use emotion. When they pause, how their voice moves. This kind of shadowing practice is what trains your brain to feel the real rhythm of the language. And remember, language isn't just about communication, it's about connection. When you sound natural, people feel more comfortable talking to you. They trust you more, they open up. Because sounding natural means sounding human, not robotic, not memorized. So to sound natural in English, remember this simple process. Use contractions. Feel the rhythm. Use tone and emotion. Don't rush, pause naturally. Use connection words and reaction phrases. And most importantly, don't chase perfection, chase flow. By practicing these small habits every day, you'll notice that you start to speak without thinking so hard. Your sentences will come out automatically. You'll feel lighter, more confident, and more expressive. So next time you speak, don't think, "I must sound correct." Think, "I want to sound real." That's the moment your English becomes alive. Thank you for listening to English Unlocked. Learn English naturally. If this episode helped you, share it with someone who's trying to sound more natural in English. And remember, it's not about speaking perfect English. It's about speaking with life, with rhythm, with confidence. Keep practicing, keep listening, and soon, your English will sound as natural as your thoughts. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep unlocking your English.